What is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zulu November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by. Your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Sunday. Time for a little bit of shenanigans, some great music, maybe even a Molson rant. The chat's trying to fire it up already. So we'll just have to see what's going on. And it's a great evening. You know what? Because I'm alive and I got to do ham radio today. So everything's all golden. We're going to thank the Patreons first and foremost, because I'll tell you what, you guys are my rock. You know, I lean on you guys for a lot of things. And it's a whole lot. These guys are a whole lot more than they donate money for support. They do a lot of stuff and we hang out a whole lot. Also, big shout out to the YouTube members. Equally as important, they are green in chat or blue if they are on moderator. And the ever-changing board, the Brisket King, came from out of nowhere and moved up to that number 7 spot. Also, big shout out to Kilo 4 Lima, India. Frequency might be in use, but he still had to get the off-stream donation going. Thank you very much, Josh. What is up, Dan?
Is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use? All right, nothing heard. First in the chat was Kilo Oscar 4, Sierra X-Ray Hotel. Daryl, what's going on, buddy? Whiskey 1 to Whiskey Charlie.
Hey.
Man.
You're interviewing with an ongoing QSO.
You should have told. I started 2 minutes ago. Why didn't you tell me the frequency was in use?
You didn't say the frequency's in use. I've been listening for 74 years.
I'm keeping on going. You didn't answer. Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar was third in the chat. That's our buddy Ron Chris. Sorry for these lids, man. We'll just work right through the QRM here. KO4 FSZ Antennas. What is going on, my friend? Andy Callie. Always good to have you here. Kent Kilo 9 Alpha Echo. What is happening? Zach. K4 Zulu Sierra Romeo is here. Mr. Devin and Mr. Doug, howdy. There's our Bok Shrimp Man. Kilo 4 Lima India is here. Kilo 8 Golf Quebec says no blood moon tonight. NC Old Man Overload, that's our buddy turd in the pile up. What's going on, Max? Ronnie KO4 Zulu Romeo X-Ray is here. Whiskey 1 Whiskey Charlie. Rod K4 DSX Martini. That's the Jumbo Marshmallow. Whiskey Delta 4 Juliet Mike. Bob Crumley, what's going on? KO4 Zulu India Kilo. Brother Dom is here. North Carolina for Extreme Lovers. What's going on, my friend? Toby Alpha Delta 2 Charlie Delta. Hello. Dennis Alpha Delta 9 Whiskey Mike. And Kilo Oscar 4 November Lava Smoking Poda is here. Cue the tuner noise. Our buddy Chris says Whiskey 0 Charlie Golf Charlie 7-3 from East Tennessee. Good to hear you, my friend. Gene McPhee from Killeen, Texas. And 3XUS. KQ4 GPT Jason. Good evening, my friend. And I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm still a little bit stuffy, as you might be able to tell if you are used to my melodious voice, as Chris says. But hey, you can have the frequency back now if you wish, my friend. I'm done.
Yeah, but even with the voice a little off, I still like the way that the sunlight shines on your hat there.
It makes it look good, doesn't it? Yeah,
it does. Anyway. Yeah. You know, we got a bunch of brand new subscribers, and if you're in the chat tonight and this is your first stream, welcome. We appreciate you showing up. Sunday nights is a little bit of madness for me and Dan. We don't really have a topic. We sort of ramble on a little bit and a lot, and sometimes we talk ham radio even. But welcome to the stream. Wednesday nights is always a ham radio topic, even though sometimes it gets off a little bit. And videos dropped all the time, guys. If you are not catching all the videos, hello from Sweden, Tommy.
Yeah, buddy. Good late night over there, buddy. Sugar Alpha 3 Alpha Tango Foxtrot. The ATF is in Sweden.
There we go. Tommy, are you a POTA guy? Are you a satellite guy? What brought you in here today? Oh, but anyway, been dropping a lot of videos lately. Like if you're not paying attention, you need to click that notification bell. But I'm dropping it everywhere. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook Reels, they're dropping every single day. So get out there and watch some stuff.
You've been playing hot potato with the videos here lately.
Dude, I have. I've been ever since Huntsville. I don't know. Huntsville just lit a fire underneath me or something, and it's been crazy. So
absolutely,
maybe I'll burn down before the end of the month. Who knows? Oh, I'll tell you what. The bands were horrible today. Imagine that. They were actually really good yesterday. So Friday night I wanted to go out and do 3 or 4 parks after the late shift. I was like, I haven't, went out and did 3 or 4 after late shift in a while. Dude, I was dead set on it. And then about 7 o'clock, the storm rolled in, and the rain started coming down, which doesn't bother me for the rain, but the lightning will slow me down really, really much. And it lightning for hours upon hours. And finally, about 10:30, I got to go out and I got one in, and there wasn't very many hunters left at that point. I don't know what's happened to our hunters. It's Friday evening. It was 10:30. The pile should have been a whole lot bigger because the band was on fire. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going back to the house. Tommy
that's
says
what I mentioned.
Just curious and loves Ham Radio.
Yeah, that's awesome, buddy. Welcome.
We love Ham Radio quite a whole lot ourselves. I love it enough that I've been out in the park activating Ham Radio every day for, I don't know, 4 years or so.
Yeah, Friday the bands were on fire because I kept rubbing it in the chat every now and again. You would say, "Man, it's hailing here. I wish this storm would stop so I could go out."
Yeah, I know. And you're like, "That man's on fire here." So Saturday, I got up and it was raining, but the lightning was done. And I was like, "It's game time." And I don't even know how many. I'm gonna have to figure it up in my head how many I did. I did a lot of parks on Saturday. I just kept going and going and going and going and going. So I had a blast on Saturday, activating all day. But today the bands were not. They wasn't cooperating very well. Believe it or not, CW was the worst. It was so loud and noisy on CW, like hardly any contacts were made on CW today.
Wow.
Which is weird because normally CW is the go-to spot.
Somebody help out Gene here in the chat. He has a question about a G90. I don't have a G90, so I can't answer this. I do have a Digirig, but not a Digirig Lite. But he cannot find a cable to go from his Digirig to his G90. If anybody has a way to help him, you probably won't be able to post a direct link in the chat. But if you do have a link, shoot it to me on Discord, private message, or something, and I'll get it to him. So.
It's been forever since I've used my G90. I might actually have one of those cables. I'll have to look because that stuff would be in my old shack at my old house.
Josh just buy a Yaesu.
But I'll have to look. I may have one, but if somebody can tell him where to get one, that would be great. Welcome, David, Frequency Frontier. He's the one that's got me posting all these Facebook reels.
Yeah, buddy. Terry with the 33-month flex here with the shrimp stew.
Shrimp stew. So, we might as well talk about it because the chat wants to hear it anyway. So I guess some of them were in there listening. So I got out to one park today, and I asked if the frequency was in use 4 times. I normally only do it 3, but I happened to do it 4 because I wasn't done with my log yet. That's how I know I did it 4. And I was still getting it set up. And that 4th time, I started calling CQ, and I got 3 or 4 QSOs. And then here comes this guy. I need you to move. You're interfering with the QSO, 2 down from you, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, I can move for you, buddy. I was like, just do me a favor, and next time, catch me before I spot. Well, I didn't know that you were going to be here. You didn't call as this frequency's in use. I said, yes, sir. I called as this frequency in use 4 times. Then he proceeds to call me a liar and say, no, you did not. I've been listening. And it was the wrong time of day for me, I guess.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I said, well, I'm going to tell you what. I did call as this frequency in use. And I was going to move. I was going to be nice. But since you're going to be rude, this is now my frequency, and I'm going to stay here, QRZ. And he proceeds to keep trying to talk over top of me. And here's the thing: he didn't have the power to talk over top of me. But his buddies down there on the other frequency did. And he's like, "Oh, you POTA guys think you own all the frequency? We think we own all the frequencies,
right?"
I'm pretty sure we move all the time for people, but he went down and got his buddies, and they moved like, I don't know, 0.25 off of me, and was just burning up their 1,500 watts. And the problem was, I didn't have the hunter support that I'm used to having. There were some hunters in there, but the big guns was not in there like normal. Normally I can make you pay when you mess with me, but you know, I didn't get very many on that one. And the bands were bad anyway, because that particular activation, I went to CW after and called CQ for 5 minutes and never made a single CW contact.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy. What were you using? A spoon for an antenna?
No.
Jeez. That's crazy.
I was actually that activation, I was using a wire even.
Man.
So,
hey, Shannon, welcome. Kilo 1 Lima Yankee. Good evening.
Murphy, North Carolina, representing. Quite a few people from that area in the chat tonight.
Speaking of Murphy, North Carolina, I did not win the lotto. I tried. Apparently, the big jackpot is getting split between 2 people. Powerball.
Wait, somebody won it?
2 people. Got to split it.
Man.
I know.
The Simpsons predicted something wrong?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's true.
The Simpsons predicted that it was going to be on the 10th, and I've got the numbers that they predicted. I was buying my ticket.
Actually, I take that back. I did win. I'm going to prove it to you. I played the Powerball, and I won. Hold on, let me bring up this. Let me bring up my email here. My congratulations, you've won. I don't know if you'll be able to. If I hold my phone this way, maybe can you read it? Maybe. Let me zoom in a little bit. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with all this newfound money I have, but I've won $8. I won $8 playing the Powerball. So dream big, fellas, because it's on. I'm coming. I might buy a connector.
I can't believe the Simpsons predicted something wrong. Like, I don't know. The sky's probably going to fall tonight now.
Yeah.
I had every intention of going out Tuesday and getting my ticket. I literally sent myself the numbers from the Simpsons because I was thinking, you know what? They have predicted so much stuff. I'm going to try this.
Might as well.
So,
right.
Now it's no use because it was supposed to be the big one. The two is supposed to be like $2 billion. But
close.
The thing was there was supposed to be a glitch, and a lot of people were going to play those numbers, and there was going to be several millionaire winners, not billionaires, but several millionaire winners supposed to be.
Man, I don't know. I mean, I'd still be happy. Let's say if it's a $1.8 billion lotto, I'm going to take the lump sum payment, so I'm not going to get near
absolutely.
that. But anyway, if I ended up having to split that with like 2 or 3 people, I don't know why, but I'd be pissed. I don't know why, because you're still getting a lot more than you went to sleep with the night before. But I'd still feel irate that I had to split it.
If I walked away with $1 million,
Yeah, it's
I
plenty.
would take $1 million to my bank and live just fine off the interest.
Yes. That's why I would never get the annuity. I would
Nah.
always get the lump sum because I can turn that into more money over the long run than the annuity would ever
Mhm.
get me.
Yep. Terry
Someone
said
in-
somebody in
Yeah.
West Virginia won $1 million. It wasn't me.
Was it somebody from say Charleston? Terry? Was it you?
I'm
Terry?
waiting for my buy me a coffee to go off and be 500,000. Terry, come on.
That's right. That's a good point. A millionaire is a lot better than a hundredaire.
Buddy, I'm not even a dollar heir.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm probably closer
penny
to
heir.
a penny heir.
Penny heir. Yeah.
Oh.
I just hope whoever won it doesn't end up like maybe not the majority, but a good number of lotto winners within 5 or 10 years they're filing for bankruptcy. They're broke because they come into the sudden onrush of liquidity kind of goes to people's heads and they start buying all sorts of crazy stuff.
Well,
It's like, man,
I'm gonna tell you, I would lose my mind if I won $1 million because this is why you would think I was going to lose my mind, because people think that I'm busy with POTA now.
Yeah.
They have no earthly idea what I would do if I had unlimited gas money like that. Like, it would be just absolute madness.
Unlimited gas money? You talking about like a private plane money?
I don't even need
go
that.
to wherever you want to go.
I want a little camper van and gas money, and I'm gone.
I'm gonna get me one of them hippie vans they had back at Woodstock in '69. Paint some flowers on it, you know. That's right. Not working would be nice. That's true.
That's the problem. I couldn't stop working, Josh, because you guys would be without my wonderful videos, and I couldn't do that to you.
Give out candy. That's right.
And you know what? It's funny because people think that putting out videos is not work. All I can say is, come stay with me for a week and do my job. Walk a mile in my shoes, because I have had plenty of supervising jobs. I've had plenty of factory jobs, plenty of grunt labor jobs, and I'll tell you right now, I work harder than I've ever worked in my life and make less money than I've ever made in my life.
There you go. If you win the lotto, you can activate every park. Not every state, every park.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know about every park, because, I mean, let's face it, sometimes they put parks that they should never put in the system.
Yeah, that's true.
But we'll just say I would have a lot of states with every park worked in them. Like, so what's your goal for 2026? I'm going to wrap up the East Coast. All of it.
All of it. That's right. 7 more years to retirement for Aaron. That's the big plan. Do one big grove, knock out the states here. Hey, Tim. Welcome. Depends on how big the payout is. We were just talking, man. It's better to be a millionaire than a hundredaire or a penny-aire.
I know what you're saying, Chris. Every park, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I'd have a lot of states with every park worked in them, but there are some states that I'm going to say is probably impossible to work all, because there's going to be a park that there's just no way possible to get to it. Well, maybe if you're a millionaire, you know, you could get a helicopter and have them drop you down in there.
You'd have to be more than a millionaire. I mean, if you start like lugging around in private helicopters and private jets, your $1 million isn't going to last you as long as you think it is. You know what I mean? But yeah, a worldwide rove. You know, you could go on a quest to activate all of the entities, but you will never get that completed without jumping through a lot of hoops, because you're not going to be able to activate Mexico as a United States citizen, because they're
I'm going
not
to tell
going to
you
give
right now, there's one in West Virginia that is really impossible to get to.
Is that the one I need?
No, it's not the one you need.
Okay, good. Okay.
I mean, I had permission when I went. The guy gave me permission, but I don't know if that guy's moved or what. But from what everybody tells me now, they pulled a gun on you and tell you to get out of there. So I don't know.
Walk across private land, you get private bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I used the guy's driveway to park. So, but that was in 2021 when I did it. And it's been activated since I've done it. But a lot of people's telling me it's impossible now. I don't know. But
I finally got all DC, by the way.
There was one in Kentucky which is now removed. I think me and Brent and one other guy is the only person that's ever done it. Or maybe it was just me and Brent. I can't remember, but it was totally landlocked. And Brent secured permission off an old lady to drive across her field. But you know, when they become totally landlocked, I think they need to take it out of the system. You know, because it just, to me, it's not fair for everybody. Even though I got permission and I got that park activated, there was a lot of people that wanted to activate that park and couldn't get to it. So
yeah, the whole thing about POTA is the public access, to a park. I don't think now SODA's different. You can have a summit that's basically surrounded by private property. They don't care. It's still the summit.
You can have a summit that's in a person's yard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a totally different ball game.
Yeah, I could see that, because kind of the spirit of POTA is the public access, because we put a lot of emphasis on you have to be on public property. You and all your equipment have to be on public property inside of the grounds of the public park. So it seems to me that there should be public access to that park.
No, I mean, I'm not talking about the ones that are landlocked around them, but you can take a river down to them or something like that. I ain't talking about that. I'm just talking about no access whatsoever around it. No way to get in unless you're coming in from the sky.
Carlos, we need you.
So that's just my opinion. The ones like that, they need removed.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're going to get a helicopter to come get you, you still need to exit through private property.
And somebody complained about that one in Kentucky that me and Brent did enough, and it got removed.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Tim says there's one in Indiana that's landlocked, but there's an easement along a private drive, but it's sketchy. I mean, I'd be sketchy too, and walking through somebody's private land, even if it is an easement. You gotta, watch your six.
Well, there's another one in Kentucky that's landlocked, and I used a logging company who owns land there and got a 1-day pass to cross their property. Now, mind you, I told them I was going there to do research, and I was researching how many contacts I could get in that park I needed, but
yeah.
But the only other guy that I know that had activated that one used the same logging company, and that's how I got the information. He gave me the phone number, and I've done passed that number off to somebody else as well. So eventually, they're going to get tired of people calling, and they're going to stop that probably too.
I wonder how many of those private areas or private residences or private land have signs on them that says, "This is not the entrance to the park. Your GPS has lied to you." Because a lot of people, they just put in, a lot of people are under the misconception that the little yellow dot on POTA is where you have to go. to activate.
Nine times out of 10, it's the worst place to go.
Yeah, you need to research. There's probably 4 or 5 different ways to get into that same park, and lots of different places. Most of the time, they try to put the yellow dots in like the visitor parking area or something like that. But yeah, the park's bigger than just a little yellow dot.
That's just like there's one here in West Virginia, and it's a wildlife management area, and it's a big wildlife management area, actually. And I know there's got to be other places to go activated than where I've activated it at. But you pull up the map, there's absolutely no parking areas on it. There's no roads. There's no nothing. And sure enough, there's a road, and it'll take you down this one road. And when you go underneath a bridge that is on the highway, that little corner comes right out through there and runs right by the road. Underneath that bridge is in the boundary. Matter of fact, because I asked Reed activated it before me, and he told me where to go. And then I sure enough, I looked it up, and it's fine. Terry was asking me about it the other night. And he said he thought he found another place to activate it. So I'd like to activate it more because I'm up that way quite a bit. But I actually activated it like the day after Terry talked to me about it, because I said I hated it because of where it was, but I was up that way, and I said I'm going, and I looked again, and I just didn't see nothing. Mountain to Sea Trail is the entire state of North Carolina?
No,
I don't think that's right.
You have to be within
it goes across the entire state.
Yeah. I don't think you can be anywhere in the state and call it Mountains to Sea Trail. That'd be kind of weird. But it's not continuous, Dom says. It breaks up in places. It covers from one side of the state to the other. Yeah, I don't think every park in North Carolina would be a twofer with Mountains to Sea, though. That's kind of... It'd be awesome if that was the case, but I doubt it.
I'm pretty sure I've done the Mountain to Sea in North Carolina. I've done it in several places. I know that.
I've probably driven over it a number of times, but I don't think I've ever done it. Unless I missed a twofer or something. It's not near Lake Norman, is it?
No.
Yeah, so no, I wouldn't have done it with Lake Norman. None of the stuff that we did was near.
Yeah, that's what I've done before, Dom. Go to the Mountain to Sea Trail page. And I also have done that for Trail of Tears and stuff like that. I've done Trail of Tears in a lot of places. Trail of Tears is actually my most hunted park, even though I don't hunt. It's my most hunted park. And I actually have 4 hunted eagles on Trail of Tears. So I have over 400 contacts on Trail of Tears. And the funny thing is I can't ever remember just specifically hunting somebody at the Trail of Tears.
No, it's always been with some other park. So that I can recall.
It's people parked to parking me is what it is.
Gene McPhee, the U.S. Canada APRS is 144,390. I mean, I guess you could run APRS anywhere, but if you want to have the most bang for your buck and hit your digipeaters and all that stuff, 144,390.
I don't think it would get out to none of the other digipeaters or nothing.
Not unless you were on 144,390. Yeah. Shoot a message to K8MRD. I'm sure he'll be happy to help you out with that.
He loves APRS.
That's his favorite mode, man.
APRS is cool with the things that you can do with it. Now, it being described as a like prepper mode, no, because if you don't have the means to get out with it, it ain't going to help you
Now,
none at all.
I don't know why Tim asked this question, because all you're going to do, Tim, is make his head so big it's going to like fill that daggum canoe behind him there. But I'll tell you mine.
What is the highest number of queues that I have at a single park?
Mine's like 7,000 because I'm a slacker. I'm a slacker. But now you're going to get this man over here on a roll.
Oh, God.
And his Dr. Pepper hat's not going to fit.
Do you know how many parks I have over 7,000 QSOs at, Dan?
Probably all of them you've done.
Well, most of them in the southern part of this state.
Yeah. I would say if I had to guess, your top park, highest number of QSOs, I'm going to say it's 28,000 at Chief Logan. That's just a guess.
You must think I'm a rookie.
That's just a guess.
All right, I'm going to look just so I can give you the exact correct number.
Because you know it's Chief Logan already.
The highest number of queues that I have at a single park is 46,176.
At Chief Logan.
At Chief Logan.
46,000.
Bob said 150,000. So yeah, I've almost got my 50th eagle there.
That's just, there's something wrong with you. Oh man,
I've got
that. Kyle asked the real question. Kyle says the correct question is, how many Dr. Peppers do you have at 1810?
I don't know that question. I really don't.
Yeah. Tim says, man, I thought I was the bee's knees with 10,000, and here he comes with this astronomical number, like you're trying to figure out how many rings friggin' planets have around them and stuff. Jesus.
Like I don't think it signed me in, did it? Let me see if it signed. Oh, it did sign me in. Hold on.
10,000.
Let me pop onto my awards.
Dude, 10,000 is respectable. Very respectable.
It is. In my opinion, I think there should be an award for anybody who has 10,000 QSOs at a park. That should be it shouldn't be a kilo with the modifier on it. It should be an actual award. So that's what I think.
Whiskey One, Whiskey Charlie has 20,000. Eddie has 23,000.
See, them's good numbers there. All right, so I've got 46,176 at Chief Logan. I have 25,394 at Panther. 15,461 at Tomlin.
Oh, Jesus.
14,482 at the other Panther. 14,993 at Chief Logan Wildlife Management Area. 11,968 at Big Ugly. 10,118 at Upper Mud River. And that's all of my 10,000s. And
Dom has 30,000 on Park to Parks. Now that's impressive. Actually, 30,609 is what he's sitting at right now. Mountain Dom, on the Mountains of Sea Trail, you have 60,940 contacts. $60,000 at Mountains of Sea Trail. That is ridiculous. My goodness.
Kyle said Tim's regretting he asked.
Yeah.
Well, first thing you do, Tim, is you take that thing called sleep, throw that away. You don't need that. There's no need for all that stuff. It's just you're just wasting time. That people say you only live once, and that is not true. You live every day. You only die once. So people make their own choices on what they do, and sleep is for the dead. I agree. Now this is also why when I'm editing videos at 3:00 in the morning and I put what I think is going to be a members only video, and then 2 days later it's going to drop and for everybody else. Then for some reason I get up the next morning and it's out public for everybody. So
Tim's going to go run some SO5R tonight and get a kilo in a half an hour. Show you who's boss.
There we go. I need to run multi radios. I think it would be great.
I still want to see your sideband CW dual activation. Run like SO2R sideband and CW at the same time. That would be really interesting.
I don't think I could run sideband and CW. I think I could run PSK31 and CW.
Oh yeah. You could run FT8 and CW or FT8 and sideband. I mean, that's just
FT8 is nothing. You just press the button. That's not.
Yeah.
See, I'm at least saying PSK31 where I actually have to type stuff in and stuff. And I agree. Sleep is a crutch. Dr. Pepper and Pote is all you need. Throw in some satellites, but
you can run RIDI with 3 radios. Yeah.
No, it doesn't count if you run sideband and take CW calls.
Tim, you could do sideband and FT8. I mean that's easy peasy.
You know what I could do?
I did that during the Black event. You can do it, it's fine.
I could keep my key hooked up at all times, and when a CW station calls me on cross mode, I could send back to them in CW, and then that would be a CW contact, not a sideband contact.
That would be. Yep.
Boy, that would warp Steven's head. I might have to get my radio set back up for that again.
Check this out. If you do that, let me know because I'll cross mode you. Respond to me in CW. That way you can log it as CW. And then I'll call you right back. Respond to me in voice. You can log it again on sideband. It'll be a separate contact.
No. Yeah, I might have to do that just to mess with Steven when he cross modes me. I don't think he'd know what to do if I entered CW back. He'd probably flip out.
Yeah. That'd be funny.
So I was thinking about a new sort of challenge next year.
Uh-oh.
You know, I always try to challenge you guys, and there is going to be a challenge next year, and you guys are going to have to learn to do satellites to be in this challenge too. Because I've already got POTA people hunting me on satellites now. So if I can start getting enough of y'all figuring it out, that's when it's going to be fun for me just to go sitting in the park, and I'm going to start activating. I'm going to start doing the DOM activations. I'm going to sit there and do multi-bands, and I'm going to schedule my band hops in between satellite passes. So when it's time for me to hop, I'm going to hop, do a satellite pass, then hit another band. Then I'll hop again when another satellite comes over.
Yeah, there you go. Dennis hit the nail on the head right here. You call CQ in sideband. I call you in CW. You respond in CW. I'll answer you in CW. Then you confirm it in sideband. That way you can log both contacts. There you go. There'll be 2 contacts for your log, 1 CW, 1 sideband. We need to tell Sebastian. Listen, you know how you can put commas for, call signs? I'm going to need some commas and some modes now, too.
Commas for modes. I need to actually talk to Sebastian because so when you log satellites in Polo, which is really cool, it has a satellite section, and you can log them as satellites. The problem is it logs them as split mode. So it logs them as the uplink and the downlink. So when they go to QRZ, they will not confirm. So you have to go into QRZ and hit edit and go in there and click do not log a split.
Interesting.
So I'm wondering if there's a way to turn it off to where it logs them in split and polo.
Not sure.
So, because it makes it a little bit aggravating to go in and do each contact that way. Not that I make a ton of satellite contacts, but.
Well, now that I know about the auto CW mode, and by the way, the FT891 does support it, I might just leave my key hooked up to my 891. So if somebody cross modes me when I'm on an activation, all I got to do is say CW contact. And I'll say KE8PZN, you're 5'9", and then you'll send me back a signal report. All I got to do is pick up my key and start sending. I don't have to switch modes or anything on my radio. It'll do it for me. That way I can log you both sideband and CW. That'd be really cool. The stuff we come up with on Shenanigans.
Kyle's talking about Logbook of the World here. You're going to get me started. I guess I'm going to have to call them and just start a war with them. I haven't had Logbook of the World. That's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and apologize to everybody because once Logbook of the World sets me back up again, I'm going to knock it back out. Because when I do my upload from QRZ for the last year, because it hasn't let me confirm, send nothing, it's going to shut it down for like 2 or 3 days.
I recently had to redo my certificate because it expired, and I got a new certificate in. I think I requested it on a Saturday, and I had it next Monday.
I got a new certificate, and I go to put it in, and nothing works.
Weird. Fried rice is well, sometimes it thinks you're in France for some reason when I log that, but. Can you claim a CW contact if you say the DITs? No, you cannot, because that is still a voice mode. It is not a digital mode. CW is a digital mode for those old schoolers.
Yeah, that would have been like that would be like you activating Kyle and me coming in and going, ooh,
and you sounds like Riddy. Guy would probably get his headphones and go, was that P5?
Oh, now all I want to do is wait for Kyle to activate so I can do that to him.
Oh, man.
That guy in India can help you with your Logbook of the World. Yeah, he works in a lot of places, don't he, Terry?
Three nighters, all 3 a.m. is going to be knocking out. Man, Shannon, have a great one. Thanks for just stopping by. Keep it nailed down there in Murphy.
Not so much ready, more like an ambulance in France. So I seen a really weird mode, and I forget what it's even called.
What in Hellscriber was it?
No.
Every time I run that, it makes me feel like I'm drunk.
You get a software and you record your voice onto the software, and then it sends it out in digital, and then the other person has the same software, and it decodes it and plays your voice onto the software.
Interesting.
And I forget. Kyle's probably going to tell me right what it is because he probably knows, but I've never heard of it. I just happened to run across it on YouTube. You know, down the rabbit holes you go down at 4:30 a.m. when you're trying to calm down and go to sleep. It's ridiculous.
Gray Man's heading out to the park. Make sure you look on the spots page for him here in a little bit. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. Probably be on 40 meters. Give him a shout. I got P5 the other day, Kyle. I don't know what the problem is.
So, Kyle, there is a mode where you use a software and record your voice, and the software sends out like a digital signal over the radio, and then the person on the other end has to have the software as well, and it decodes into their computer and it comes out voice. What is it? What mode is this? I seen it the other night on YouTube. Either that or I'm having really bad dreams.
I think it was a bad dream. There's some kind of new digital voice mode over HF that I've been reading about. It's not necessarily new, but
Well, I'm not saying it's new either.
I've heard more hype about it lately.
First I'd ever seen of it was the other night on YouTube. That's probably what I'm talking about.
See if I can find anything here.
If you say the name of it, I'll remember it. I'm sure.
Free DV.
What?
Free DV.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. That is it.
Yeah, that's the open source HF digital voice. Yep.
Yeah.
And the reason why you can do that, and it's not considered obscuring, is because it's open source and anybody can still listen to you. Don't think you're trying to get away with anything here.
Yep, that's what it is.
I'll put it down here in the chat. Free DV. Throw a link to it here. freedv.org. Let's see how much bandwidth it takes up here.
I don't know how long it had been around, Kyle. I had never even seen it, heard of it until the other night.
I remember hearing about it a year or so ago, but it's only, for some reason, there's been a push here lately for it. Hey, Sandy, welcome. It's okay. You're watching football. That's a good excuse.
So has anybody in the chat actually ever used it since it's been out that long? I'm curious.
Not me.
Yeah, they are developing a PZN voice mode, and that's going to be epic when it comes out, Kyle. But that's not till a little later. That's when these nets come on and say, you're on our frequency. We've been here for 40 years. You hit the PZN voice, and it sprays a digital signal. And once it starts coming out their radio, it actually produces a skunk smell out their speakers to where it runs them out of their ham shack.
Sounds like encrypted P25 or something. Yeah.
The PZN
Free Ds.
voice.
Yeah. Eddie says he's never heard of Free DV, but he's heard of Free Ds. That's a pretty good mode. Yeah.
I tell you what, the PZN voice is what, that's what people need. I need to start selling digital uploads of me saying is this frequency in use. Because you could put that into your radio and just go onto a frequency and start playing it, 2 or 3 times, and you'll get a pile up instantly.
That's right.
Sandy has 4 fantasy football teams.
Wow. Hopefully it'll be lucrative for you this season.
I mean, football, I really watch anymore as my grandson play. Even though I love football, I don't have time for anything. Tim was talking about, when do you have time to do this? Yeah. When do I have a life because of all this stuff? As it should have been the question.
I haven't watched football and followed it in a few years now. Ever since, I was just about to mention that. Ever since Seattle decided in the Super Bowl, with 1 yard to go, to put the ball in the air instead of handing it to their star running back, and it got intercepted, I haven't watched football since then.
So wait, you're a Seattle fan?
I wasn't a Seattle fan. It's just I wanted Seattle to win.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man. I don't think I'm not a fan of any football team. I don't think I've ever been a big fan of any football team. But.
Somewhere Eddie's barking right now.
He is. I can hear him from here, actually. He's saying, Bulldogs, I hear him. He's down the road about 45 minutes that way or so, and I can hear him right now. Roof, roof, roof. I'm not a Patriots hater. I mean, I don't hate any team. I don't like it. I'm not I'm team agnostic.
That is a good idea. We can run a fantasy lottery tonight.
There you go.
Everybody start hitting the buy me a coffee and buy your lottery tickets, and it'll be a fantasy lottery, and we'll draw the numbers, and if you win, we can say it was your fantasy to have money. Congratulations.
Yeah. The extent of what I follow on football now are like the upsets that people make a big stink about, like say the Gators losing to South Florida. That was pretty funny to me, but Alabama losing their first game, stuff like that makes a stink. That's the only reason I know it is because it's like all over the news and stuff.
I never really was a huge college fan anyway. I like the pros, but I never was a real big, huge college fan.
This is what's weird to me, and I've said this before. I don't think I've ever said it on stream, but I've said it to friends in passing. When you watch college football on TV, and then you watch a pro game the next day, it's almost like college football is in slow motion. It's almost like they can't run nearly as fast as these pros, but it's pretty much almost the same speed, maybe a little bit faster than the pros run, but it's not like a huge difference. But it seems like college football is just in slow motion. I don't know why. A Bills fan. Yeah. Browns. One ticket, please.
Thank you very much for the super chat. So far, Eddie's in on the fantasy lottery.
Yeah. Have you seen the price of tickets for Georgia football home games? You're gonna need a lot more than $1.99, brother. Oh my goodness. That's some controversy there too. They have jacked up some prices.
Tickets to anything, like a concert now. You can pay hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars for like nosebleed seats.
Yeah, and still sit way the hell back here where you can't see nothing.
I mean, yeah. I used to be in the mosh pits and pay like $40 max, Yeah, but it's just unreal. I know my daughter went to a concert. It's a country concert she went to, and she paid something like $500 or $600 for her tickets.
Wow.
And I was like, you have bumped your head.
Bumped your head and fall down the steps and hit every one of them on the way down. And I bet you don't even get a free t-shirt out of that. They still want to sell you a $30 t-shirt. And not to mention, if you're hungry, you got to go get that $15 Coca-Cola and the $27 cheeseburger.
I'm sitting there thinking, I paid $40 and I was holding the lead singer up above the top of my head.
Right.
Oh,
a lot of teams have gotten their name taken away because
don't even get me started.
A lot of
the whole world has went to crap. I mean, that's just like taking Elmer Fudd's gun.
Did you see the whole Cracker Barrel? Did you see the whole Cracker Barrel fiasco? Yeah. She learned about that. Old Cracker Barrel's about to meet Mr. Bud Light over there.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Oh man. What's everybody in the chat got coming up this week? Going back to work or chilling out, enjoying the weather that's starting to cool off a little bit? I say
I guess
cool
it is
off,
about
but it's
that
still
time.
pretty
What do
warm.
you got coming up this week, Dan?
I'm actually going to work next week. I was off pretty much all the next week because I was laying in bed for 4 days straight, not feeling well at all, but feeling a lot better. Still got it all in my head and my sinuses and my chest and stuff. But as long as it ain't the fever that I had, I can live with it. But other than that, I ain't got nothing much going on. And thanks for joining us here on Shenanigans this Sunday, episode 138. Kyle says, heading to the land between the lakes, doing some POTA this week.
You staying at Ken Lake, or you staying at just at the land between the lakes?
Ken Lake?
Ken Lake.
That right is that right next to Barbie Lake?
My first adventure race was out there.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. I've also activated all over that place. Beautiful place, Kyle. You'll have fun out there. So, I think what Kyle's doing is he's getting his last use out of his teardrop before he brings it to me to have.
Yeah, he's staying at the Hillman Ferry Campground.
All right, Dan, what you got coming up? Oh, you just told me. What do I got coming up? See there? That's another thing you get when you don't sleep. I guess I'm going to head out and do an early late shift and, probably make some guy mad because I'm on the frequency that he wants to talk about macaroni salad. And, but that's what I do. I do POTA. Other than that, I'll be out doing POTA every day and hopefully I try to get in at least one satellite pass a day. Sometimes it don't happen because it just it's not in the cards. Sometimes it's not in the cards.
Golly.
I'll be dropping videos every day just like I have been. I take maybe 1 to 2 days off where I don't drop at least a short, but sometimes I don't even take that. So hopefully you guys are liking all the footage you're getting. And again, if you are one of the new satellite subscribers, hit me up and let me know some stuff you like to see. Like, I'm good at putting out POTA stuff, but I'm new to this satellite stuff. So thanks a lot, guys. 73, and we'll catch you on the air.
See you.